Right, here we are again, doing a top-down analysis on EU. You're watching at the weekly time frame. So what I'd like to do first is to know which dealing range I am. So I know it's this low to this high. This is my dealing range on the weekly. And yeah, we took out this internal liquidity, right? Because those highs and lows, those are the external liquidity. So everything in between is internal liquidity. So we took internal liquidity in extreme discount and we reacted from it. But still, as you can see, what we have is we negated this fair value gap, which is resting at the 50% mark. And we have a small close below the 75% level. And yeah, obviously we got some real displacement to the downside. So since we already took all this buy side liquidity here, I think it's now time to take sell side liquidity, which is, in my opinion, resting here. Also notice those equal body lows, that equal lows, and then this extreme low right there. So yeah, for this week on, I think it's wise to look for bearishness. Maybe you can see some kind of reaction first, because we took out this low, maybe we trade a little bit higher before trading lower, and finally take out this low right here. So moving on to the daily. It's right here. So maybe we want also make this one visible on the daily. There we are. So here you can see price traverses from the 50% level straight to the 75% level, and is leaving here a fair value gap, which means it is in the 50% level. So this could be a measurement, a measured gap. And since we displaced from this level to the 75 level, we'd like to see this fair value gap stay open. Usually they stay away open, like also like a breakaway gap. So last Friday, price took out this low right there, left some relatively equal lows here, and still trading around the 75% level. And since we are anticipating this fair value gap to stay open, since it's really displacement lower, and we travel from 50 to the 75% level, we anticipate price to trade into this fair value gap first, before trading lower. So at the beginning of the week, Monday, Tuesday, maybe Wednesday, high of the week, tapping into this fair value gap before displacing lower to this dealing range low. That would be my target. So yeah, let's see. Let's go to the 1 hour and play some candles. All right. Gonna did I? Why isn't it? Here we are. So let's play forward to the London session. All right. So here we are. Okay. So there are some annotations. I'm sorry. All right, let's go back to the daily. Right. Okay, so let's mark out our door, right? Which is there. This is our door. And I think it's visible in one time frame. Yeah, nice. Okay, 1 hour. Let's go back to the 1 hour. There's our door. That's where we anticipate price to go to. All right, so what do we have here? I'm one of the 1 hour. This is the start of London, right here. Or maybe, yeah, we just had the start of London. I see some very nice sell side liquidity or buy side liquidity resting here. So what I'd like to see is to offset this liquidity, to raise this liquidity, tap into the fair value gap here before taking shorts. So let's see in the 15. There we are. It is on my own indentation. It's okay. Yeah, so we are currently in this dealing range, right? This is the lower time frame dealing range. Because took out these swing highs here, obviously took out this low here. So for me, we are now inside of this dealing range. So extend it. All right. And make this one. All right, so obviously there's this very big fair value gap. We want to can also be measuring this one. This one is in quadrants, not the best idea maybe, but anyways. Okay, so London is now retracing. Obviously we are now in bullish order flow. We broke structure. We created a bullish fair value gap right there. So let's see how price is doing. Okay, so this was London. I'm gonna remove this one. So basically what London did was trading a bit into this range, came back into the 50% area, which is in discount, then we displaced lower. But we failed to take out this low, right? We failed to take out the dealing range low. Then lunch was reversing. And now we take out London high. Right, so this is London and London. It's about that. It's not taken. But now we wait just for New York what happens. So New York is now starting. So what would you anticipate to do? Well, what I see here is we trade in discount, and discount now fails to break the low, right? It is respecting, I guess, it's respecting this order block. Yeah. This is a 1 hour order block, a 50-minute order block, sorry. Let's do OP15 right there. So it's respecting this order block, and now displaces away from it, negating those fair value gaps, which takes out this internal liquidity, right? Takes it out and then trades higher. So what do we expect now before going low? So we now want to see at least to take out this high, and I prefer more to if you go back to the daily, for example, we'd rather see the previous day high being great, right? Before taking the shorts. All right, so back to the 50-minute. Price now consolidating. 15-minute, the 50% level is holding. This also a place where you expect consolidation, right? 50%. Now a very strong break. So we took out sell side liquidity and now we displace higher. So this is now for me, this is important because we have part of 3 years consolidation, manipulation, extension, displacement. Okay, so we have what we have here now is a bullish fair value gap around the 50%. So I like to go down to the 55-minute time frame to see if you get a reaction from it. No. Okay, also on the 5 minutes more clear, we have all those equal lows resting right here. Price now took out the current low of New York, and we are now at the end of New York. So basically what New York did was consolidating, right? Was just consolidating. Maybe this one of the manipulation lag, but I'm not sure, to be honest. So let's see what happens. We're now closing above the 50% again. So this could be a nice entry, long, but it is outside hours, and I would target this high, like something like this. Maybe can see it's very nice. Look at how it now is finding support at the 75% level. Oh, trading below it. Okay. And again, these are not ideal times to trade, of course, because this is London close. And there we go. Are we there? Yeah, yeah, that's it. So what gave the confirmation? I think that's the more important question than the trade itself. Extend this a bit. What we noticed here, we are on the 15-minute time frame. I put my fib here because this is the current dealing range for me. We took out buy side liquidity, and we took out major sell side liquidity. Price was consolidating below these lows, and then we displaced higher. Price was respecting the 50% and then displaced lower. But this displacement lower, this gave it away. This was the first clue, because otherwise, if price was truly bearish, price goes up, goes to the 50%, and then displays lower and breaks this low. Instead, it was respecting this order block which was made in Asia. Also, this is the midnight opening price, so it dipped into midnight opening price, also a discount on itself, and then it displaced higher again. Then it went sideways inside some kind of consolidation, so instead of a retracement, it went sideways. Then it broke out here, take out this low with speed, notice this value gap, and then we got the manipulation back to take out the current low of New York. But again, it closed back in the range, right? Then we closed above the 50%. Let's see how slow price is going back into this order block, I think. Yeah, in this order block, it taps it and it shoots away. Were there any trades during London or New York session? Well, I don't think so, to be honest. One might say you could have shorted this one, maybe to this low if you're anticipating lower prices. But you have a break here, and price would, this is the breaking structure you're looking for. It's done with speed, but I guess inside this area, you would look for shorts to go lower. That doesn't happen. There's no short opportunities given inside this value gap. Then price breaks higher, consolidates. Maybe here, after it takes this out this low and displaces higher, and you find something in here. But then you will still find out the trade what we just earlier did. So I don't think this was tradable today. Yeah, so let's continue to, this was Monday to Tuesday. Okay, so let's go to the daily. With this. Okay, so Monday closes like this, right? Takes out previous week's low. And closes all the way back in the range. So, and also closing above Friday's high. Also closing above the 75% level. So this is the first indication, since mainly because we took out this liquidity. This is first indication that we want to go into this fair value gap. So that's where our focus will be on the next day. So let's just jump straight to the 15 and play some candles to London Open. Okay, London is here. So what I already see here is how slow price is finding its way up. There are now equal highs with this high and these highs right there. Like so. And yeah, London is now opening. So what do we have? What's the current dealing range? For me, this low to this high, and obviously the big parity range is this low to that high right there. But I don't expect price to drop all the way to 50% now and then goes higher. What you see here is nice because here we have a a break of structure with speed with this candle. This order flow was now bearish until it hit this fair value gap right here, took out some lows here, and then we consolidated a bit, and then we expanded higher in the pre-London session, and here we have a break, strong break of this high, and also anticipating price to go to the value gap first, right? And there's also Asia high still open, so let's see. We have this break, so maybe we tap into this value gap right there. Would be interesting for potential longs. So let's go to the 5 minute. No, it doesn't seem it wants to go there, or maybe it does. No. Okay, 50 minute, let's see. Okay, so price is now really speeding up to those. Maybe if price comes back in here. Yeah, okay, so now we are inside the daily fair value gap, so I wouldn't look for longs here anymore. So we took out the highs. We're now inside the daily fair value gap, and now I'd like to see on the 15 at least that price is respecting the fair value gap. Okay, so that's nice. Now it's respecting this fair value gap. There's some displacement lower, displacement higher, so it's now lunch. This is important. This is important. Because what I see here is price goes down, creates a swing low, fails to take out this high and also this high, and now look at the displacement lower. This displacement lower also definitely validates this fair value gap right here. And we took out this high, right? We took out all this liquidity. We're tapping into a daily higher time frame fair value gap, respecting the consequent encroachment. We consolidate right here. We consolidate, which is happening above the highs, another sign, and now we displace low. So, and now at this situation, this is a very high probability bearish value gap. Why? Because it leaves the consolidation with speed after we took out the high, after we reacted from this bearish value gap, right? And we had some speed right here. Don't get scary by this wick right here. This is just manipulation. Plus here we took out London low. We go back, and I like to go to, and this makes maybe a lot more sense because this is now a lower time frame dealing range. So that's interesting, right? So here we took out these highs, this high, this high, and this high. Well, let's make this high to this low a dealing range. Despite there's a big wick, that indicates that the reversal on the lower time frame has started of the dealing range. Retracement, I'm sorry, I said the reversal, what I meant was retracement. So we go low, high to low, here you can see the swing high is taken. So we have this dealing range on the 5 minute. Only, yeah. This is also things that I like to see. I notice how the 75% level is in alignment with the consequent encroachment of the 15 minute. So, okay, that's cool. That's very nice. I think this is very nice short by itself. Short. Just above London high is where I will put my stop loss. My first target would be this low. Right there. It's already in 1-2. But yeah, since we are anticipating a market to make a sell model basically, and eventually we are anticipating to this door, but let's not be greedy. This could be the original consolidation and this could be the smart money reversal from the buy side of the curve to the sell side of the curve. And of course, at this level, at the midnight opening price, you would take some profits and leave a runner run. But the reason for me to take a trade right here is mainly because we have tapped into a bearish value gap on the daily time frame, because this is the value gap we anticipated price to reverse from. We have a consolidation. We have definitely displacement away. We have our breaking structure with speed. And then also we have this 50-minute value gap lining up with a 5-minute or lower time frame dealing range level. So I'm gonna take this one. We have a nice reaction. Of course, price is playing a bit with you because that's what it does. Also like to monitor my trade one time frame higher than where I took the trade. Okay, so this value gap is not holding anymore, so that's why I don't place my stop loss there. But I don't like this price action, to be honest. And there we go. Yeah. Okay, so price took me out. So I took a loss here. I think it's still a valid trade. I would take it. And then I would take it also the next time. So now it's midnight. So let's go to the daily to see what happened. All right. So yes, price was stepping indeed into the value gap, and look where it closes. It closes way below the value gap. This is a sign of weakness, very weak. So now it's just a matter of looking for short opportunities for the next opportunity, which is in London. So let's go to London. All right. So what happened here is price touched it once, price reacted from it, price touches the second time, takes out London high, because we didn't really have much displacement. Did have displacement here, but it wasn't sufficient. Price trade all the way back. Now we have this break right here. We also have a break like this. No, it's not a convincing break. This is a convincing break. So this low, from this high to this low, this took out this swing high, took out this swing low. This is now a new dealing range for me, from this high to this low, like so. So, and again, we are anticipating a short. Price is at the 50% mark. I noticed this value gap right here. There's a 15 minutes value gap. It's nice to see. And there's also this value gap right there. And maybe 1 hour, something. Look. All right. So here we have a bearish 1 hour value. So prices, look how the 50% level is perfect in alignment with the 1 hour value gap right here. So let's see at the 5-minute if you can find a short. Okay, so what I'd like to see is some displacement higher and displacement lower. This is displacement, yes. But I'd like to see this low broken with speed. So okay, this is nice. Ooh, okay, this is not nice. This looks like a manipulation, manual intervention thing. It's not healthy price action. And what do we have now? Okay, so we took this equal lows, then we took all this stuff here. We did not touch this bearish value gap, because what I see here is slow price action. This high and this high is taken now. This is some displacement lower, leaving a value gap. Price is respecting the consequent encroachment. This is definitely some manual intervention. And price also now closes below the close candle, which also is changing state of delivery. And since this is such a big manipulation wick, I'm thinking, okay, let's short this one. And put my stop above this swing high here. Target, first target would be this low. Let's see my time frame. Okay. If I think, look, we now broke this low here. We traded back, respecting halfway of this range, and this is part of this. So maybe this is the trade, and I'm taking off some partials. I will take off some partials at that low right there. So exactly the same trade as we did here, but here it took we were taken out. So let's do it. Now try it from this one. Okay, got some nice displacement lower at the 25% mark. It's usually where I want to see some speed. Okay, so this is where I would take off a partial, and it was the low of London. So maybe we can expect a classical sell day in here. We can get a retracement now. Not moving my stop. I took a partial, maybe I don't know, 1/3 or something. Supply is now below this low, right? Maybe we can look for a scale in. Go to the 15-minute. There must be a dealing range, right? So I'm going to remove this one for clarity. So we have this low to this high, and now this high taking out this high, and with this move we have a new dealing range from this high to this low. And what do we have in this area? Well, if we look to the left more, we can see this inversion of the value gap. So that's an interesting one right there. I'm going to remove this one. Don't expect price to come back there. And there's this balanced price range. So this area in here is interesting. Let's see the 5-minute. We are about to enter New York, so let's see. I don't see any. There's a very tiny small value gap in there. So let's see if the price wants to go there. Not really. Price is really too short. So price wasn't able to come to a 15, maybe in the 1 hour. No, in the 1 hour it is still going. And here we are. Yeah, if I move this one. And this high to this low. Price traded back into this order block. Price did not come to a premium. Price is very weak. So that's all fine. No extra entry. It's fine with me. Oh, there we go. That's too quick. Okay, but we do have a new dealing range, so we expand this low to this low. Price was creating these highs. Now traded all the way up, take out this high, went into premium, and probably now it's ready to. Let's see. Yeah, but we also now have on the close. Yeah, okay. So let this one go. And let's go to the next day. Let's see how the daily is looking. So we had Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. You really see prices now reacting from the bearish value gap of the daily. We took out all this buy side liquidity, we're closing back in the range, and now yesterday, the Wednesday candle, really displacing lower, really going towards this low right there. That's minus one. So this is now also our goal. So let's go to the next day, Wednesday. All right, so you have London. Obviously, this trade still running. All is very much on the south side of the curve. So again, what do we have? This is now my new dealing range. So let's mark that one out. Like so. I'd like to see, because I like this value gap, and maybe this one also, because this one is is overlapping very nicely with the T level. I'm saying it's not the right to read that. Alright, so let's see what we have. Let's go to the 5-minute to see and to wait to look at this trend line, phantom trend line being created. It's now being up, it's now getting upset. I'm not interested. I'm interested more in taking longs to take out Asia high. So in that light, you might argue you could take a very risky long on this low. Protection is here, maybe there, if you look tight. I don't know. Maybe here. Maybe it is just below. Or maybe just Asia high. It's very risky, but okay. There you go. It's a big out here, but yeah. Asia high is now taken. Also tapping into the 5-minute value gap. So I want this low to see broken before any bearishness. That's not going to happen. Introspecting something in here, one of the black candles, maybe this inversion of a value gap, which is in alignment with this. Let's sort this one out. Maybe is this one. Maybe it's this one's also always. I think it's this one. Yep, surprise going higher. So lunch is taken out London high. You're not taking the trades in lunch. So you speed up things to New York. So this one is not on the table anymore. So what we have now is important to see. We have equal highs, London and Asia are equal highs, right? So 2 sessions at equal highs, and there is a value gap resting above it, which is in alignment with the 75% level. So that's interesting. So price tapped into it once, but we do not really have a break of structure. So that's still bullish to me. So here's now New York. Okay, so New York takes out lunch high, is respecting the 75% level, but also the mid level of this bearish value gap. So now I'd like to see some bearish, this as well, a displacement, bearish momentum, breaking this swing low. And now we have speed. Now respecting the 50% level, like so. Okay. But let's see, do we have? Yeah, okay. I would go short right away here. Short. We have lots of confluences in here. Short, not long. Right, so there's another trade you could take. Obviously, low-hanging fruit is right there, but we also notice that there are some second line of what you want to call this right there. So I still have this one here, not touching my stop loss, and maybe now some of my stop loss, at least break even. Here's my first target for this one, 1 to 2. Let's see, 1 hour. Yeah, definitely. No, definitely this low first. Yeah. Okay. So let's see what happens here. I'm back on the 5-minute. Price really in a hurry to take out all this internal liquidity. Creates a double bottom, fake move to the upside probably. Yep. And there we go. Takes it out here. So let's see where we are in time. So New York was really displacing lower. So this move pre-London Asia was all generating liquidity, and now New York is taking all that liquidity. Now we broke below this low, below the dealing range low, and see how price is now respecting it. expecting it again. And I would guess, no, price now accumulating orders again for Friday apparently. I'm not sure this is my TP hit now. No, isn't this my? Yeah, there we go. So both of my trades now are now filled. TP is hit. Let's go to the 50-minute. And now we have today's price action, right? So yeah, what do we expect? Still bearish to this door right here, the bottom. Let me see which one. Oh, that is the daily, right? Go back to the daily. Yeah, that's this low right here. I had $2. So this door has now been met. And now the low time frame, we notice there's this dealing range low of the daily. So let's go back to the 50-minute. I think this is current price action, but we know that here. But yeah, anyways, so we had a trade on Thursday with a nice entry on Wednesday. We had a loss on, I think I went something right here, I'm not sure. Anyway, with a loss here, right? We had a loss here, and we did not find a trade on Monday. So no trades, a loss, and two nice winners. And for today, I have no clue where price wants to go. So let's see if we can find something. Oh, there's another low resting right there. So let's clone this one. This would be the next draw on liquidity, I guess. Let's go to the weekly. Yeah, definitely a liquidity point there. Yeah. So I think that's for today. It might trade, it might go there. I'm not sure if there's any news today. I guess there is definitely some jolts today. Yeah. So yeah, there's some news today, but that news can also be used to make a retracement because we are now 1, 2, 3 legs down. So after 3 legs, you can expect consolidation or deeper retracement. But yeah, we'll see. Anyways, I hope you like this one, and until you see you, and until next time.